Tom Beal here this morning with a Make Today Great video, and we're at our favorite fun place to go, my son and I, Target, mainly because it's snowing outside and it was cold. We went to this morning to go do a walk around the ponds and got pelted with snow and sleet in the ear, so we needed to come here, grab him some stuff, and shoot this video for you. So this is part 2 of my near-death experience. You heard part 1 where I was helicopter lifted, had the respirator breathing for me, and was intensive care, all that fun stuff. What I didn't get to was part 2, and this is very important. Part 2 is when I had the severe head trauma and drop foot and laying in the hospital bed in intensive care and such. The doctors, not getting my hopes up, would tell me that there was a possibility I may never walk or talk properly again, because when there's nerve damage and when there's mental stuff happening, there's no guarantee that you ever would be able to get to a full recovery. But all I would do is shake my head, because I couldn't speak. I had to learn to talk and walk again, whatever. I couldn't speak, so I just shook my head no. They got worried about that, and they pulled like my whole family together, said, look, we're trying to make sure Tom doesn't get his hopes up. He may not walk or talk properly again. And I just kept shaking my head no. And that goes into key number 2 that we talked about in my success magnet system, is belief. I didn't for a second picture myself not walking and talking. I pictured myself walking and talking just like I'd had previously and knew I would soon. So in my mind, I believed that I would be walking and talking very soon. Now, it came to the point where I had to make a choice to either stay in that situation where they kept telling me that, or get out of there. And I did. I signed a stack of papers to release myself early so that I didn't have to be in that environment. So there's a couple of key elements we're gonna discuss further right here. Is one, what are you believing is capable? Because whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That old Napoleon Hill quote we've heard time and again. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So if I would have believed that I wouldn't walk or talk, I probably wouldn't have been able to walk or talk. And at the same time, I had to remove myself from that environment which was trying to make me believe that I may never walk or talk. So I removed myself from that environment. So what are you believing that's putting you in that position that you are right now? And I'm saying this to me as well. I believe we all are where we are based upon what we think. And that includes our income, that includes our health, that includes our relationships. And no matter where you are, if you're at $30,000 a year watching this, or if you're at $30 million a year watching this, and there's people just like you that have reached out to me from that wide range, we all have ourselves attaining the results that we believe are possible for us. So what are you believing that you feel is putting you in a little box, that if you were to stretch those beliefs, you could raise your income, better your health, or better your relationships? And whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And also, you need to remove yourself from poisonous situations that may try to have you believe things that aren't true to what you want to accomplish. So I've spoken enough about this part 2. Harley, does that remind you of anything that I've shared with you over the past? Any quotes or anything like that?
If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't.
Aha, that's that quote from Henry Ford. He says something like, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So that's a good call, buddy. Good one. Awesome. So until next time, make today great.